Tonight's episode of the Mick Molloy Show is brought to you by Glow-Weave Gay Life shirts.
You know, everyone has fun at barbecues and parties and things with a gay life, with plenty of music, dancing and the whole thing. You can hear them now, as a matter of fact, singing just at a normal Australian barbecue. And you know what you must have at any barbecue to feel really relaxed and feel good? You must be wearing a Glow-Weave Gay Life. Isn't that true, Kev?
Certainly is, Bert.
You're wearing one tonight. This is in the shadow stripe, isn't it?
That's right. Very smart, too, don't you think?
It looks terrific.
Just one of the dozens of designs and patterns that you can get in Glow-Weave Gay Life shirts.
So ask for them. Don't forget you get all the designs and patterns that you could ask for. Also, of course, including the fabulous Glow-Weave Royal Suede.
See them for yourself tomorrow. And you'll know them by name. Glow-Weave Gay Life shirts. And you'll say...
Love me in my Glow-Weave Gay Life.
Thank you, Bert.
Thanks, Kev, very much. Okay, another word, and then it's on with the show for us.
Living things. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, lads. How are you, Paul?
I'm well. I'm happy. I've been given a book to read and I'm happy.
Anything we should know about?
Not just yet. I'll fill you in.
All right. Keep me posted. Welcome aboard. Let's say hello to who's on the couches. It's Tony Martin. How are you, Tony?
How are you, Mick? Is that a gay life you're wearing? I certainly hope so.
Not yet, it's not, but ask me later.
All right.
Dave O'Neill, how are you?
I'm not bad. You know, you've made it at Channel 9 when the security guard just goes, "You're right." Well, last week you looked at his clipboard and said, "You're a bit late for red faces, aren't you, buddy?"
Well, you got here safely, and that's all we can ask. And hello.
Oh,
look
yeah.
who's bothered to front.
Whoa.
It's Judith Lucy. All the way back from the overseas jaunt. How was it?
Oh, look, it wasn't bad. And can I say that I have gotten a bit of good feedback about those live crosses.
Oh, really?
Especially from my father, who actually said to me, "Saw you do the live cross from New York. Gee, you looked great. Do they have a special type of makeup in America?" And I said, "Yeah, Dad, they use a type of clay which transforms your face, and then when you take it off, you can turn it into an ashtray."
Beautiful.
Bit of bingo.
Your father seems to me the master of the backhanded compliment.
Oh, he is. And he's nuts. Hi, Dad, if you're watching.
He's nuts. Let's get into it. Hey, some big news this week, and it's appropriate to this show because last week, you may remember, on this program, we had vision of me in Craig Lowndes' car, and if you follow the news, you would have seen Craig Lowndes had a horrific accident. He went arse over 7 times, in fact, he went arse over out of Calder last week. If we have a look at the footage, it's rather severe.
Spectacular crash in the history of Australia.
And I was the last person in the car.
Is that right?
Yes, before this happened. Before that happened.
Oh my goodness me. Not wearing his P-place.
You know what I think happened there? I think his cigarette's fallen in his lap. And he's, you know how that happens? It just puts you off momentarily. But look, during the week, I actually decided to get to the bottom of this because I was being blamed. Someone was suggesting one of my empties got caught behind the brake pedal. Being the last person, Jude, in the car before it actually went over. So we actually went out to Holden where they were going through the wreckage looking for some kind of, clue as to how it could have happened, and we'll have a look if we went out there. Well, I'm here at Holden Dealer headquarters, sifting through the wreckage of Craig Lowndes' car, trying to find something, some tip-off, some clue as to how this car came off the rails in such emphatic fashion, and I don't know, it just seems to be a mystery. Giddy, Nick. What are you doing?
Fell asleep in the glove box. When I popped out.
When you popped out?
We cut that.
You just can't take him anywhere. How'd he get in the glove box, Jude?
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
He's very small.
He's tiny.
He's very small.
He's very small indeed. Hey, while we're talking sporting tragedies, did you see John Howard swing a club this week?
That's good footage.
Can we have a look? It's great footage.
Just for our own
And if
amusement.
Jeanette Howard's reaction is anything to go by, he probably still has a little work to do.
She has the same reaction every time he releases a new policy. It's like, oh, no, what's he up to now? There wasn't even a ball. It was just a leaf. I think she's seen him swing a club before. But if you... Well, let's have a look at that again. And let's turn it... Can we turn up the volume? Because I think he lets fly with a bit of potty talk.
He doesn't.
I'm sure he does.
No.
Oh, for sake.
If only he could make world leaders flinch like that, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's how he could wake people up in his speeches. Come out with a 6-eye. No one would drop off then. Hey, we're talking sporting tragedies. Dave, you came across a particularly unique one this week.
I did, and it's a billiards accident. It happened at your old school at Peninsula.
A billiards accident.
A billiards, playing billiards.
How many can there be?
Oh, mate, there's heaps of them. And I don't know what kids are doing these days playing billiards. I mean, what's wrong with sniffing glue, you know, and throwing rocks at the train like we used to do. And, I mean, that's good, honest fun. But what happened at your old school, Peninsula, the kid had the billiard cue like this under his chin. Someone hit him on the back of the head and went through his chin into his mouth.
Are you making this up?
No, it's true.
Do we have some footage here?
We do have it, the Channel 9 coverage of
Play
it.
the game regularly, say it's common practice for players to rest their chins on cues while waiting to play their next shot. But last night's incident highlights the potential danger of such actions. The cue was firmly lodged inside the teenager's mouth. Fears of causing even more damage prompted the paramedic to use his pocket knife, sawing off a large portion of the cue and taping the remainder to his patient's chest to help transport him to hospital.
See, it couldn't happen to me because I've got added insulation up there. Check that out. Just as well I went playing javelin, I suppose.
Can we have a look at that graphic again?
That's
because
great.
The story itself, that's the funniest aspect of the whole story. Now, I need to know, have a good look at that.
It looks like Marine Boy's been skewered.
Using that man as the spider.
He does look a bit Marine Boy. I'm looking at that now. I'm just guessing, but did he have to do a lap around the table with his pants around his ankles? Because it would have been hard to recover from there.
It would, but you know, the billiards accidents happen all the time, Mick, and it's just we should be aware out there because I've actually got a few other common ones, and the artist has drawn them up for us. Just check these out. There's the triangle in the head.
That's quite common.
Yeah. Then there's the chalk in the stomach, which, and the billiard ball, the 8-ball in the mouth. That's
what happened to everyone at some stage, hasn't it?
Oh, look, I accidentally inhaled a whole table once. That was a good idea.
Have we got a diagram?
No.
That's only because someone put it in your drink, Jude.
Oh, shut up.
Let the games begin. Where away?
You're probably wondering how that actually happened.
The
that
8-ball?
8-ball. So for the kids at home, here's a demonstration of what not to do for the kids at home. Here we go.
Oh, that's magnificent.
That should be screened at a later time slot.
That's fantastic. That first one, I know this is going to get them cooking upstairs. Can we have a look at that very first graphic again? Can that be done, Arch? Is that a no?
Do you want me to do it with my pen?
Can we recreate it
Here we
live?
go.
Dave.
Just hit me on the back of the head. Oh, there we go.
You see what he's done there? He's snookered himself. You know, I reckon
It's a hard one to come back from.
It's a hard one to come back from.
At least he had 2 shots waiting for him when he gets out of hospital.
Indeed he did. All right, let's move on. I think we're done with sport.
I think so.
Let's turn our attention to film. And Tone, coming from New Zealand, this is a question I bet you get asked all the time.
Right.
Were you in Once We're Warriors?
I wasn't there. I know a lot of people assume that I was, but I actually wasn't. But it's funny that you say that because back in the 80s, when I was living in Auckland, I actually shared a flat with the real Jake the Muss. You know, Jake the Muss, who the film was based on. I actually, we lived together for a while, but we weren't really ideal flatmates. Looks to me like somebody hasn't eaten their crusts. You gonna finish that up, Jake the Muss? You won't grow up to be buggin' strong. Crusts. You gonna finish that up, Jake? I'm Jake the Muss, with my extra crust. There you go. That was what it was like. Terrifying realism.
There's the odd couple.
There you go.
If ever you see, that was fantastic. I never knew that about you.
No,
You're
he
always
went with the
surprised.
pool cue on a couple of occasions.
Hey, speaking for the ladies, can you wear that wig all the time?
You look like a guy out of Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, I can see that wig at the foot of your bed sometime later on tonight.
Yeah,
How about that?
what, along with a keg, right?
Yeah, she's back and she's feisty. Hey, we've done sport. We've done film. We've got time for some quick finance news. This is fantastic. Harvey Norman went nuts overnight. I think they did a share split and added in the process $1.13 to their share price. And in fact, here's how the news was received down at the stock market. You know, that's not impressing anyone, is it? They can't all be winners, can they? Struck us as a funny idea at the time.
Oh, well, there
We
you
laughed
go.
like drones.
Easy come, easy go.
It was 4 o'clock in the morning and we were all on drugs. But,
Sure.
you know, it's worth a shot. Oh, dear.
You and Pete Smith.
You and me, Pete Smith. Hey, the other big story of the week, and it's got rather ugly, I've got to say. It started off, I'm talking about Woodstock, and we have some footage of this, because we were having a great laugh earlier in the week when we thought they just burnt the joint down.
Yes.
Peace, love and arson.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the motto.
It's gone ugly.
It's got a bit uglier. There's some pretty dubious details attached to this that we won't go into now. But we were looking at the footage of Woodstock on fire.
Yep.
And I was having a look at who was on the guest list, and you know who was on at the time?
Who was on
It was
there?
James Brown. It was James Brown. I was just imagining him if his pants caught fire. Dow! Oh, I don't feel good.
And it'd be a very big fire too. Burned out of control for 3 days.
Absolutely. Hey, we're talking music, and that seems like an appropriate cue right now to throw to this band. Watch out, you're in for a bit of a hell ride. It's Mac Pelican. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back. James Brown's pants on fire. Dow!
It would take hours to go out.
The flares. You'd run across country. Don't know why I bother. Hey, here's an interesting story. I did this last week and I got into a lot of trouble. I was talking about the female shuttle captain who went into space, and I apologise if I offended anyone. I was out of order.
It's good that you've put it behind you now.
I actually think so. It's time to move on. We forgive and forget in this business, don't
Certainly.
we, Jen? She's back. She's landed. And they had footage of her on the tarmac, which was really interesting. And I spoke to one of the other pilots, and apparently they said the gearbox is rooted. Of the... Hey! And I don't know how she did this, but when the shuttle landed, there was shopping in the back. Oh, all right! The bloke's throwing them now! This is out of control. I was speaking to a co-pilot, Tone. Yeah. And they got really pissed off because apparently she kept adjusting the rear vision mirror to do her lipping. You know what I'm saying? She'd be standing there just doing her lipping. Obviously, wrong time of the month for someone. You're out of bottles, aren't you? You're all looking for the bottles. You've got nothing. All right, let's move on. Hey,
look, I'd like to say, actually...
Here we go. Here, have one of these.
Load up, Jen.
I'd like to say that, it's true, women are dreadful drivers because we're tired. Do you know how exhausting it is pretending to laugh at men's jokes? Saying things like, no, tell me that story about your mate's ass crack again. That's hilarious.
Oh, where are you, fellas? Bottles! I'm out here on my own. I'm fighting this battle on my own. Is there no one who'll ride side saddle for me? Hey, okay, well, I'll adjust the balance right now. Here's something that might make the girls happy. I'm not sure if it will or not. But there's a big story in the paper this week about male lingerie hitting the stores. Oh. This is the way of the future. Upmarket undies and singlets are aimed at blokes who are bored with wearing the normal boxers and briefs in the bedroom. Men expect their partner to look good in the bedroom. It's about time they did too, is the cry. And I'm thinking, male lingerie. I mean, who would wear that? And he had no idea we were going to do that. That's how we came in tonight.
He has been shitting himself all day. Why does Mick want me to do this?
I never tire of men and women's clothing, though. If it was good enough for Ronnie Barker, it's good enough for you, Pendo.
There's two names I have never expected to see in the same sentence, but it's happened. Hey, I think, is John Howard about to take another swing at that golf club?
Is he?
Motherfucker. Something's got to be said. Something's got to be said. And look, I know we're mucking around down the shallow end here, but here's another story that a lot of people may have missed, but I certainly didn't. Chauffeurs are complaining of hot bottoms because of an electrical fault in the heated seats of the latest Rolls Royce.
Really?
That's right. It's the wiring in the front seat because they've got arse warmers. Like these couches. We've spent a lot of time doing this. They've got arse warmers, and apparently they're going off and singeing chauffeurs' bot-bots.
I think the article actually says several cases of singed buttocks were reported.
Oh, gee, you're a stickler for the details,
Absolutely.
aren't you?
Yeah.
And 1,700 vehicles have been recalled worldwide, and I'm presuming 1,700 pair of pants too.
Sure.
That detail's missing. Chauffeurs, arse burning. Takes me back to the days when I used to chauffeur for John Laws.
Mick, your arse appears to be on fire.
I know, sir. It's these seats.
What's wrong?
Faulty wiring, just like your hair. You can just stop and let me put it out, sir.
We're not stopping. We've got too many collections to make.
But my bot, you don't understand. It's really stinging.
I'm going to have to put my head out the window like a cocker spaniel. Come on. That's 7 more financial institutions to get to.
It's all in order, sir.
Yes, what have they got? Let's have a look. Large denominations?
Eh?
Oh, that'll do.
What to do, eh?
Next, come on. Mick, I can still hear your bottom sizzling.
Sizzling like bacon.
How are the genitals?
Oh, a little on the warm side, sir.
Yes. Hope you weren't intending to have children.
Well, actually, I was one day.
No, you don't want them. They're scum. These people milling about. They'd been directionless if it wasn't for me. Don't they have homes to go to?
No, sir, they don't. Not everyone has a home.
Really?
Yes.
You know, I have several.
I know you have several.
I've just bought my own peninsula.
Have you?
No idea where it is. Come on. Let's see what they're offering.
Well, they were very happy with what you said on the radio this morning, sir.
Let's have a look, shall we? You see that tube, Mick?
Yep.
That's what we need. Going straight from one of the banks to my office.
Just spewing cash, sir.
Yes, I think that'd be appropriate and respectful.
Sir, you can warm your hands on my buns.
I'd prefer not to.
In the meantime, sir, would you like to listen to some radio?
Who's on? Am I on? Is my program on at the moment?
Sir, could you just part your hair on the other side? I'm having trouble tuning it in.
I was picking up SBS this morning. You know, Mick, I recently had a thought.
Oh, yes?
It's coming out next week in book form. Mick, your sizzling rump is making me feel a tad peckish. I crave McNuggets.
Yes, sir.
Can I take your order, please?
Mick, forward a bit. Right. You know what to do. Come on, hurry up. I'm getting peckish.
All right, all right.
Move ass.
There you go.
All right. I'd like McNuggets and plenty of them.
There'll be a 10-minute wait on McNuggets.
I see. I see. Well, I know what Judge Roy Bean would say if he were here. He'd say that that's not acceptable, that you should be taken from this place and hung from the highest yardarm in the land, where vultures will come down and peck out your eyeballs.
Do you want fries with that?
Come on, just a couple of choruses.
Hey, true blue.
Come on.
Hey, true blue.
Yeah, that's the sort of vehicle we need. We can just back straight up to any business we want and just see how well they understand the concept of mateship. Come on, Mick. Oh, yes. Ah, now that's more like it. Yes, throw it in the boot, Mick. You know, finally, I'm getting the whole story. Yes, I know.
Excuse me, sir, you're parked in a disabled spot. You'll have to move.
But you've got a problem with that, have you?
Yes.
Do you know who I am?
No, I don't.
I'm John Laws.
John Laws?
And I can park wherever I damn well want. What will happen to me if I stay here?
$100 penalty notice.
You're expecting me to give you money?
Yep.
Well, have you said anything complimentary about me lately?
None that I know of.
Well, and you expect me to somehow just fork over $100? You're going to have to do better than that, sir. You're going to have to be a lot more Australian than that. If you know the value of mateship, if you know the meaning of the lyrics True Blue, then you won't sit there asking me to give you money. You'll go away and you'll bring me some money.
Here's some money.
You'll give me that. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
So, with your permission, there is one way I could put out my butt.
What is it?
Hang on a second.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that makes me the man behind the golden shower. You like that one?
That's a good one, sir.
That'll be coming out on CD. Oh, for God's sake, what's he doing, Mick? Have a word to him, will you? For God's sake. Oh, my God. How's the bot, Mick?
Fine, Mr. Laws.
Ah, yes. Those were the days.
I love that job.
Why did you give that away, Mick?
I don't know. You can have too much of a good time.
Our good friend Sansia has brought in an advertisement which appears in today's Weekend Australian, and this is for real. It's on page 13. It's an ad for a publicist. You could be a publicist for John Laws, and the opening line is, "A challenging and unique opportunity has become available." So good luck whoever's taking that one on.
Well, ring now. Are we all done? Are we all silent? I think we should go to a break. All those in favour?
Let's do that.
Aye. We'll be back in a minute. Right there. It's all snuck back. We're back. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, am I incorrect, Arch, or is John Howard about to take another swing at that golf ball? Have we got that there? Shuck it. Dear, oh dear. Someone ever talk to that man. Bob Franklin, welcome aboard. And Patchy, how are you? It's good to have you on, gentlemen. Hey, here's an interesting story that you may or may not have heard during the week. Mr. Squiggle turned 40. I just thought the conversation would flow naturally after that bombshell. Not interested? No, we've got some pictures here you can see, because here he is as a young man, and here he is at age 40.
No,
I'm quite happy with that.
But when that
last
photo had been taken, he had taken a swim in a cold ocean.
I think you may be right. That's quite pertinent. And I'm not sure there's too much lead left in that pencil either, just quietly. Hey, here's an interesting story too. This is, can we put this one up, because they'll think I'm making this one up. This is from London. A disgruntled village drinker sank his teeth into a publican's scrotum after the licensee refused to serve him a pint of lager.
Oh, who hasn't done that?
He's keen for a drink, this boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Richard Pole, 23, caused a cut requiring 7 stitches after biting through Michael Hardwick's trousers and derps. I think that's interesting, isn't it? Do you know why he did it? Well, he couldn't get a drink, so he thought he'd go for the complimentary nuts.
Actually,
now that's not the reaction I'm looking for.
Actually, Mick, I know a very sad story about what happened to him the next day.
Oh, yeah. I hope it's a good one.
We showed up to work, and he was terminated from his job. And he went home, and his wife saw him a bit down in the mouth, and she asked him what the matter was, and he said, well, I got the sack twice in 2 days.
You know, I would have gone you then, Patchy, but my joke wasn't much better. That was a Patchy special. You got a few more of those as the night goes on?
At discount prices.
Discount prices. All right. Jude, we've ignored you for too long.
Oh, you have?
Where did we leave you last? You were in Montreal, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. And pretty much did the old cross and then had to hop on the plane and had the old horror flight home.
Oh, really?
Which kicked off with one of those, you know, those classic American moments. I'm in the airport, an American says to me, where are you from? I say, Australia. And he goes, oh, where's that? And it's the sort of thing that makes you want to go, look, it's a small colony on Mars. We actually all communicate by yodeling, and I'm feeling pretty weird because generally back home we all get around topless and have a wooden plate jutting out of our bottom lid. Then I get on the plane, and look, I don't care that you're in economy. You've paid $2,500 for your ticket.
Sure.
I've turned to the flight attendant, I've asked for a drink, and she's gone, I'll see what I can do. And I'm thinking, I'm not asking you to do me a favour. You know, I'm asking you to bring me a vodka, not babysit my children.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could have understood the old, I'll see what I can do if I'd possibly turned to her and said, excuse me, can you make your makeup look a bit more natural? I've just kissed my upgrades goodbye forever.
Bad move, Jude.
Oh, yeah.
Bad move.
But listen, I did want to tell you a bit of a fact about New York, because I think you'll enjoy this.
Please do.
The taxis there at the moment are hilarious, because I'm not making this up. You get in there, and they've actually got all these celebrity recordings of people telling you to put on your seatbelt, like Sally Jessy Raphael, sports stars, but my favourite, Mick, Adam West.
Batman!
I'm not making this up. And you're sitting there thinking, I don't really know if I can take a safety tip that seriously when it's coming from a guy who used to get around in powder blue tights and a cape and do the Batusi.
That's right.
So that was a bit hard to swallow. And,
Indeed.
I'll tell you something else.
No, please, keep it coming, Jude. I'm loving it. I'm all ears.
Had a few problems with my accent in New York.
What,
Wasn't
people
expecting
understanding
that.
you? Or...
Yes.
How come? That's weird, because I had no problem.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what are you saying? You're saying I can't talk properly?
Maybe you should have gone to finishing school.
Ooh la la. Why don't you just call me a slut? So, I'm in a restaurant. I'm I'm in a restaurant and I actually asked for a martini.
Oh, okay.
I asked for a martini and she thought I said cafe latte.
Cafe latte.
And you've got to know that's a mistake I'm not happy with.
Absolutely.
And then, you know,
Sure.
like asking for a beer and getting a mug of Bovril. So no one's happy with that.
Absolutely. Did she put an olive in your cappuccino?
Oh, I just threw it at her. I didn't look at it.
So you're happily, you're back home and you
I
put it all
am.
behind you. On the whole, you gave it a, what would you have given it out of 10? Your trip? An 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10?
I tell you what, I'd get, look, but I think I've been holding back on how well Montreal went.
Oh, really?
Can I say, yeah, look, you know your career is on the up and up when the only interview they ask you to do is for a South African lifestyles program. And sure, I had to talk about the right time to plant bulbs, but it was still, you know, pretty exciting.
That was the
But
topic du jour.
Can I share this with you?
Go on.
Because of course it was a comedy festival, so in Montreal, so they had to have the old article in the paper, Bob. I think you'll enjoy this too, about what really makes people laugh. And I'm going to share these bits with you.
Please do.
Humour is as much a social signal among apes as it is among humans.
Oh, really?
Now, are you really aiming for that demographic hard enough? I don't think you are, and I'm telling you now, forget the comedy clubs. I'm killing at the gorilla enclosure at the zoo.
I'm going to spend the entire next week's show picking bugs out of my hair. That's got to play well in the ape circles.
Oh, look, because, you know, I don't have many human groupies, but I'm beating those orangutans off with a stick. But then they went around listening to people have conversations, and this is good news. They found that most laughter wasn't a result of people telling jokes. So
Hey?
there's the pressure off.
Phew.
People were actually laughing as part of normal conversation, often at phrases like, hey, how's it going?
Oh, that's a cracker. That never fails.
Oh, stitch my side. I'm sorry, the only person who ever laughed when I said, hey, how's it going, was, you know, a guy with no teeth whose idea of fashion accessories was a urine stain. So I don't know what's going on there.
Indeed.
Judith. Judith, Bob Franklin here. Channel 9.
She's just over here.
Sorry.
You've got to start coming to the meetings, Bob. Were you just... Well, say again, the apes are funnier... What was the guy?
Humour is as much a signal for apes as it is for humans.
That's fantastic, because there's a great story earlier too this week about apes, and they're teaching them to communicate now, and the apes themselves, I think through a computer program, have learned, I think, 3,000 words, or they have a vocabulary of 3,000 words they can converse in. And I was thinking, what would be the first thing you'd say? Because they're talking, apparently they're saying they can order videos and order coffees. And I'm thinking, that's great, but if you...
run a TV network.
Run a TV network. Quite well.
You don't care.
Apparently, you're on the edge, Bob Franklin.
And good luck to me in my next career.
But I'm thinking, that's great, like videos, coffees, but if you were an ape and you could talk, that probably, like a chimp, that's not what you'd be saying. You'd be saying, I'm sick of the cigars, and how about getting me out of this nappy? That's what the ape would probably be saying.
I think you'd want a good wax as well.
A good wax. So Montreal, on the whole...
On the whole, now, we have got a little bit of footage
Oh,
here.
bugger me.
Because, mind you, I did mention to you last week, not a great deal to see in Montreal. In fact, I spent a lot of time looking for a nude car wash, because someone told me there was one there, and I'm telling you, it's pretty embarrassing walking up to strangers and going, ooh, la nude car wash, especially when they discover you don't have a car. But look, we're going to chuck to a bit of footage now of me having the time of my life in Montreal.
Wow.
Well, here I am in Montreal, the most boring city on the face of the earth. I mean, don't get me wrong, the entertainment's fantastic. I can't believe I've travelled halfway around the world to buy some mockies. With any amount of luck, I'll be able to pick up a Jim Beam t-shirt and some leg warmers. And here's something I've always wanted. Some dead leaves and some rotten orange on a piece of string complete with cookie cutter. Isn't that handy? I don't know why they didn't go with a couple of forks and a cheese grater. And I don't want to be rude. Well, let's face it, clearly I do. but I think the fashion could take a leap into the 90s. Good news. I've finally found something to go with my pastel portrait of Bryan Adams. Even the souvenir shops realise that there's nothing to see, which is why they sell such uniquely Canadian merchandise. At last, an appropriately named store. Oh, f*** this. Another race around the world. Oh, there you go. Just call me John Saffron.
Can't wait to get you a job on Getaway.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm pitching for.
Fantastic. And as we've pointed out, hello, sorry just to swing away from you for a minute,
Oh, no, forget
Jane,
it. You're done with me. You've used me up.
You're gone. You're spent.
I'm a memory.
I'm on to Bob Franklin right now. How are you, Bob?
Very well, thanks.
I couldn't help noticing, Bob, that you have 3 gnomes set up on the floor.
Not much gets past you, Mickey.
That's true. They seem to be arranged in a particular manner. What's it all about, Bob?
Well, it's just a little tip for gardeners, really, Mickey. If you want to make your garden just a little bit more interesting, why not arrange your gnomes in such a way that they recreate a famous moment in history?
And what do we have here?
Well, you're a well-read man, Mickey. Why not hazard a guess?
Putting me on the spot now, Bob.
And we're live, let's not forget that.
That's true. I would have to say it's the Potsdam Conference. No, back up. The Potsdam Conference following World War II.
Good work, Mickey. Stalin, Churchill, Truman.
There you go.
This is the point where Churchill's just suggested we keep Poland for ourselves. Truman's gone, ooh, I don't know about that. Great work, Mickey, well done.
That's great. Did you know, Bob, I almost said the Yalta Conference.
How absurd would you have looked?
Very absurd. Yeah.
But seriously, history is a fascinating subject.
Yeah, but isn't it time now, Bob?
I hope it is,
Yeah,
yes.
I think we're edging closer. Isn't it time now, Bob, for an historical document of a different kind?
Yes, it is, Mickey. It's time for an historical document charting life in the big city. It's time to open. Bob's scrapbook.
So I think if it's just Peter Fisher, Richard Turf and Tony Kelly. Excuse me? Excuse me? What are you doing?
Hi, Jules.
Hi, David.
How was your weekend?
Fantastic. 2 days on the beach with the book.
You lucky thing.
And yours?
No, Saturday morning I started to feel a cold coming on. You know that sort of itchy feeling you get on your skin?
Oh, no.
By Saturday evening, I could not move.
What are you doing coming into work today?
I need the bloody money, Jules.
Hi, David. Hi, Jules.
Hi,
Hi, Chris.
Somebody's dressed for summer.
You don't think they're too much?
They're fantastic.
They're great, Chris.
You guys are so supportive. You know, there are certain jobs I wouldn't have dreamt of coming into work dressed like this.
Well, you're on a building site now, Chris, so loosen up. Who's for some freshly ground coffee?
I know I will.
That is a divine idea, Jules.
You all right, Trev? It's probably time to sort of move on, look to the future. You want to buy a raffle ticket? Yeah, 1 for $1 or 3 for $2. 3 for $2. You might be able to win a holiday, might help you take your mind off things.
Jesus Christ, Phil.
Well, the draw's on Friday and they're really hard to sell.
Quick. It's an absolute must-read, Bob Franklin. We'll be back in a second with more shenanigans. Don't go away.
So Dibbsy stopped the bulldozer. He's yelling, he's waving his arms. Whole site's come to a standstill. We've all gone over there. He's only found a human skull. Oh, Jesus. Oh, drink up, boys, we're on. Grab your posies.
Give me your answer, do. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That was a fun afternoon, and you know, you couldn't get us out of those costumes either. We were for 2.5 days wearing those. Oh, hello!
Hello.
Hessie.
Hessie's joined us. What could it all mean?
Ooh. Well, you mentioned the costumes, Mickey.
Oh,
We've got a bit more tonight.
Oh, and
that's better.
Did you see, Bob, in that actual clip there? There was a penny. There was what do you call them?
Penny farthing.
Penny farthing. A penny farthing, which I think will be appropriate at some stage in this segment down the track.
It's only a matter of time, Mickey. I really do. Hessie's here. Hessie's pouring the best bone chinas here.
That's right.
Cucumber sandwiches here. You've added a cake with a strawberry. That's,
I've had it's a little flan that we've got across from 7. And yes, well, I mean, you know, here's the strawberry. We're all aiming for it, but it's over here at 9, isn't it?
Fools! Is that low fat?
That's about as low as that fat's going to get tonight, big boy.
Are we on?
I think we're back. Be back.
I think we're back.
Well, we're on. Hello.
All right.
Sorry. Bob.
It's no time for low-fat cakes, I'll tell you that much. It's full cream because it's time.
You'll be needing a
I mean,
sandwich.
thank you, Tom. I don't know how I forget every week. It's time, of course, for... How delightful. That's the shovel we used to clean up the dog shit.
Yeah.
How delightful.
Oh, yeah. Wowee.
You could be slayed with moves like that, Bob.
Gee, I'd hate to be coming on next, Dave. Do you mind if I keep the boater on? That was fantastic. This is my favourite segment of the week. I reckon we just call the show to an end now. Sit here for a couple of hours. What do you reckon?
I reckon it's nice.
Dave, you were. Do you mind if we stay like this?
Sure.
Is it a problem for you?
No, it's very
not
appropriate.
A distraction. I wanted to ask you because I saw you sifting through the papers. You seemed disgruntled earlier this week.
No, not really.
No?
Oh, of course.
Think hard, Dave. Think hard.
Can someone call me a cab? No. Yeah, well, I read in the papers that people respect someone in a uniform, Mick.
Okay.
And people. So I thought maybe I should go and test this theory on the hard streets of our town, and I found out that people either take it as a joke or ignore you completely.
Right.
But we have got some footage of me out on the streets, dressed as a security guard and calling the shots. If everyone could just step off the tram stop for a minute, please. I've just got to Just move off the... Yeah, just move... Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Just move back. Move back. I want security. Excuse me, mate. What's the purpose of your visit to this street?
Just bring the ladies shopping.
Your lady shopping?
Bring some ladies shopping. My mum and my girlfriend inside shopping.
Your mum and your girlfriend and you're left out here?
Yeah, well, there's nothing for me in there, you know.
There's nothing for you in there?
No.
You want to go have a beer with me across the road there? Okay, let's go, buddy. Let's go for it. Go for it. Excuse me, fellas. I'm going to have to ask you to actually drink the drinks on the premises. We've had a lot of problems with litter around here, and just stay there. I'll watch. You drink. Just drink. Come on, Skull. Is this your BMW, madam?
Yes, it is.
What are you doing tomorrow night? Any trouble today, sir? No trouble? No troublemakers? This lady here, you don't want her removed? I know who you are, and I know where you live. Aren't you a pretty little pussy? A pretty little pussy? Right, don't show that bit. I'm a cat killer, really. Pussy. Excuse me, mate. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, mate.
Could you just stop banging? Just giving me the shit, that's all.
No worries.
Good on you. Excuse me, madam. You're not thinking of taking that shopping trolley out of the car park?
No, I'm just going back to my car.
Just go back because the dollar deposit just enables you to take it to your car because...
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, fair enough then. All right.
Can I take it to my car? Aren't you allowed to
You
take
can take it to your car, that's fine. That's fine, I'll just watch you. All right. I'll just follow you. You're going to purchase a ticket for parking?
Yeah.
You just give the money straight to me, mate. That's how it works these days. Yeah, bit of cash. Just straight back, thanks, madam. No chit-chat. Not interested. Straight home, thank you. On your way. You can't spare a twirl, can you?
What?
Spare a twirl. I'm quite fond of them. A chocolate bar, just one chocolate bar? Yeah, well, sort of a bit of a ladies' man when I get the uniform on. Wouldn't be surprised if I went home, my wife made me keep it on. Happens a lot. No, but I'm looking after your security.
Right.
All right. I'm just looking out for you. Thanks, mate. Thanks very much. Right, have you got a ticket, young man?
No.
No? Well, so we're going to have to arrest you. 5 years. Cambridge University. Think you'd be smart enough to have a ticket? Okay, I'd like to see the ticket. Look, this lady, very good, very respectable, has a ticket. Okay, that looks fine to me. I'm not too sure. I don't know what they look like, but that's fine. Thanks, madam. A hockey stick? I'm going to have to confiscate that. Thanks very much for that. The kids need one of those. No worries. Good on you, lads. No, you can't have it back. It's mine. Hang on, fellas. Do you realise you've got matching tracksuits on? All right, then. That's fine, then. Go for it. Just wanted to let you know. Right, yeah. Can I see your tickets? Thanks very much. Come on, tickets. Come on. I want to see your tickets. Jesus Christ.
On you, Dave. It was always bound to win like that.
It was. And I'd just like to thank the Year 9 student from CBC for beating the crap out of me. And actually, I know we were just mucking around by that stage, having a bit of fun, but one kid was hitting me really hard in the head. Yeah. And as I fell on the ground and the kid hit me with the hockey stick, I heard one feeble voice go, "Don't, stop it, you're hurting him." Felt like the elephant man down there, I got to tell you.
Oh, Dave. Well, it was a job well done, and I reckon we've got to get you back out in the streets at a later date.
I reckon I've got a new
It's
career.
necessary to point out just how much like a silent movie character Dave looks at the moment.
I'll get you, Ollie, or Stan, or whatever.
Next to Hesse, I'm telling you.
I know, I've got an apron on, but from where I'm sitting, you guys look like you're in the Four Kingsmen.
For people who are just tuning in, we should point out this is the result of 9 market testing. This is what the audience wants.
All right. That's fantastic. Hey, we've got plenty more show to get through, so we're going to take a quick break and be back with more in just a minute. Nice sandwiches.
Hang on, what's going on here? What's with this T-shirt? Eat death, and we're in the McDonald's car park.
Our school's still there.
Your school's what? You go to school and you wear shirts like that?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give you a ticket for this. I'm sorry about this, fellas. Now, this is punishment for you guys. Would you prefer Michael Bolton or John Farnham? You have to go to the whole concert and you have to sit through it.
I'd rather shoot myself.
You'd rather shoot yourself? Good Lord, keep going. On your way.
Mick Molloy Show you doing?
Mick Molloy Show, I've never heard of him. I'm more of a Bert Newton man. I like my humour clean and sober. Sure.
There you go. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the big program. Hessie's sticking around and Bobby's standing by. Hey, this is a big moment for us on the show right now because we're about to cross live to the mother country to speak to a bloke who we banished from this country basically for being too talented. He's been in exile now for some time and I'm really looking forward to catching up. He's a great bloke and a good Australian. It's Mark Little. How are you, Mark?
How are you, Mick? I'm well, thank you. Good day, Australia.
What's happening over there, Mark?
Mate, she's hot one here today. Look, here I am. I'm set up. I'm on the Thames. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm in the Thames.
You are?
It's about 30 C outside today. She's hot.
She's hot?
Hot. So it's a hot day for the tourists. I reckon you're going to spend about 2,000, 3,000 Aussie dollars on ice cream and cold drinks today.
That's a good call. Now, you're working in London at the moment, aren't you, Mark?
I am, mate. Yeah, I'm in the West End. I've been there actually 6 months now. Oh. Longest running show, on one-man show in the Avenue for years.
That's right. Now, what's the name of this, the one-man show?
It's called Defending the Caveman.
All right.
And that gets into men and women.
It gets into some pretty dubious terrain, doesn't it? Is it a controversial show?
It's controversial as such as saying that men and women are different. And it's bringing out the prehistoric bloke in all of us, Mick.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, Mick, at this point, when we heard in Australia that you had a show, Mick Molloy's got a TV show, none of us could quite believe it. We thought, hello, Australian television is coming out of the wilderness.
Reluctantly,
and we have
Mark.
now dubbed you. We have dubbed you, mate, the Sasquatch of Australian television. You are the Bigfoot, mate. We've had a glimpse of the future, and it's not pretty.
well, Mark,
Bigfoot, we love you, Mick.
Mark, I'm taking it 1 week at a time at the moment because chances are this show mightn't be around for too long. But you yourself were dragged off off telly, weren't you?
You're a brave man, mate.
Yes.
Because the last time I was live on Australian television, I was sacked outright.
And what was the circumstances?
By fax.
How did that happen? What did you do to deserve that kind of callous treatment, Mark?
What did we do? What did we do to deserve that? Look, we set up this show called Countdown Revolution, which was starting to rate better than the news. and so what happened was, and this is like a big can of worms that never came out at the time because of sub judice and scabs and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
But all of a sudden, because the show started to rate, they wanted to start to sell records, and we said, no. Me and Lacey went, no. The whole reason the show's successful is because we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. And then we just made a stand, mate. We made a stand.
Well, good on you.
It was a bit of a joke, but it just backfired.
You're a man of principle, I'll say that much. Now, I know you're working
and that's going to kill me, Mick.
I know, mate. That's all right. Hang in there, sir. Now, are you living...
Good on you, digger.
You're not living in London, are you? Are you living in Brighton?
Oh, I live in Brighton, mate, down the beach. You couldn't live in London. It's a mad, mad town.
It is? You have to get away?
It used to be New York, Paris, Rome, London. Now it's like Red Bull, vodka, cocaine, London. It's a mad... It has taken the Faustian pact, London. No scruples, no heart, just the holy quid.
That's all right. So
I live in Brighton, mate, down on the beach.
That's cucumber sandwich territory, isn't it, Brighton? People walk around in tennis jumpers and... Is that a well-to-do area?
They swim in their tennis jumpers.
Now tell me about the beaches, because they've got those beaches you see that are basically just pebbles?
Mate, you walk down Brighton Beach and it's got incredibly fat sand. Now, normally with sand, it's like how many grains of sand are there in my hand? In Brighton, it's about 3. And you walk on, it's like you're tripping. Oh, I've shrunk. But like I tell you what, I don't want to take the mickey too much because, it's a geologically young beach, that's all. It's 40, 50 million years. It's going to be a great beach there.
That's fantastic, mate. Well, you got Brighton...
And they're Hove surfers.
They have what?
Sorry, Mick, we're on DagSat, so you talk and I talk, and we just come across like a pair of dags.
That's right. We'll be all right.
OzSat, mate, that's OzSat. We're on OzSat now.
That technology is working for you and me, my friend. Now, what have you been doing in the last 7 years? What have you been up to? Give us the broad strokes.
Oh, mate, look, I've been carrying the flag, mate. I've been carrying the flag for Oz culture, basically.
Yep. Now, you've been doing a lot of shows in Edinburgh.
I've been doing a lot of me... lot of me self-devised work. I've done 5 shows, 5 Edinburghs over the last 7 years.
Yes.
Each getting better and evolving into a finer art form than Edinburgh's ever seen. Culminating in last year's, where I got the kid off, mate. I actually went back to what Edinburgh was famous for in its early alternative days, with everyone running around with nothing on. So I took my gear off.
As a hark back to yesteryear.
And there's something about it, mate. Hey?
As a kind of tribute to yesteryear.
It's exactly what it was, buddy. And I thought, this will be funny. I wish I never had the idea. It's like, oh, what am I doing? But, you know, you take your kid off and 650 people burst out laughing. It's not a good look. Because, mate, I don't know what happened. It's just the way it happened.
Now was that Mark, where you were invited to join the Nude Poets Society? Can you tell me about this? I've heard something about the Nude Poets Society of Europe, and you're involved.
It's very leading up to a couple of months before the Edinburgh Festival. These 2 geezers from Russia, Boris and Alexei, had got all this publicity because they'd formed the Nude Poets of Europe, where they were saying to all the poets, get your gear off, we've got to have more poetry in the nutty. Well, these boys made me laugh. I thought, that'd be good. Yeah, Edinburgh's coming up, I might take the kid off. That'll get a laugh. But I didn't realise they wouldn't let me get me clothes back on. And a bloke, right, with a bloke's anatomy, the organ, you know, in case of extreme temperature or fear, the organ recedes inside the body.
Right.
Well, did it what? I had a lump in my throat, Mick. I was wondering why they were laughing, and it disappeared. 95% of the blokes up there going, "Whew, thank God, jeez."
Did you at one stage, Mark? Is that the show you invited 100 people from? You said I need someone from the audience, and got 100 people on stage.
Well, that was the show the year before. It was called Psycho Bubble, and that was my attempt to make a show that was totally led by the audience.
Right.
And I was getting towards the end of my artistic tether, Mick, and I thought, I'm going to try the ultimate piece of stage anarchy and let the whole show be driven by the crowd. And at one point I asked for 100 volunteers. For this next bit I need 100 volunteers.
Yes.
And they all bloody come up on stage. And then you have to do stuff with it. It was fantastic, Mick. It was really quite the highest piece of anarchy I've done on stage.
Fantastic.
It worked really well. Last year's show was, you know, vodka, cocaine, Viagra.
Gotcha, that sounds like a beauty. Sounds like the lot.
It was a beauty, mate. Can't wait to bring it down under.
Hey, now what have you been doing on TV too? You've been doing some TV work. Have you got any tips for us? Is there anything we should be doing?
Just to go with it, mate. Whatever you're doing. Sounds fine to me. If you're getting up people's noses, you go for it.
Mission accomplished.
Go for your life, mate. I think it's so great you're on telly. Fantastic.
Thank
how
you,
long
sir.
have all those old buggers been on there?
It's time to change. Hey, your old buddy Hessie's here with us too. You want to say hello?
Mark.
G'day, mate.
Mark Little, Paul Hester, Channel 9 Network. Hey, young Mark.
Yeah, get your hand off it, mate.
Oh, sorry. Can you see me?
No. I can't see nothing. I've just got this bad bit of chroma key behind me. That's all. There's Kat sitting over here. Just 2 of us in London talking to Australia. Bizarre.
Tell Kath that she left her purse at my house when she was back last week, and that and I miss you. And when are you coming home to live in our house with us?
Oh, I love you, mate. Kat, you left your purse at Paul's house. For Christ's sake.
I just want one word of warning. When you do come back into Australia on the cocaine Viagra tour, make sure you don't bring that through the customs with you. We'll have that all here for you when you arrive.
All right, matey.
We'll take care of it from our end, Mark.
I'll just come back with a huge erection.
Hey, Mark, this has been great for us, and we're really hoping you'll do it again. Is there any chance we can get you on?
I'd love that, Mick. I'd like to be able to get back, because I like to know what's going on over there, because you don't hear, as Australians, you don't hear over here much what's going on in the old country.
What do
Unless
you hear?
it catches fire or... Hey?
What do you hear?
What? If it catches fire or some bugger gets bitten on the bum by a shark.
Okay, I've got you.
Or it's Pauline Hanson, John Elliott, or the Millennium Man himself, John Howard. And you think, wait on, this is not a good look.
It's not a good
I don't know
look.
if Australians knows, but I was there. I was there when 14,000 Australians descended on Belgium for the thong burning.
Hello.
against Pauline Hanson. We just couldn't cope anymore. The fire's still going. We've caused an ecological disaster. But we've made our point.
I think you have indeed.
John Elliott says we're unmotivated. John Elliott says we're unmotivated. We don't know what we're doing. Well, there was the great unmotivated gathering at Wembley. 40,000 Australians turned up. We didn't have much of an idea what to do, and we sat around, didn't really know what to do. We'd have a cup of tea and go home and watch the cricket. But we were there. We were there.
That's fantastic, Mark. Hey, before we go, I think, Bob, do you
Nick,
have a
I'd
question?
love...
Mark, Bob Franklin here.
Yes, Bob.
Mark, I've heard that...
G'day, Bob. I can't see. I don't know you from a bar or so.
Mark, I've heard that that's thrown me. We'll probably go to a break now. Mark, I've heard that they have taxis over there and they're totally black and they're called black cabs. Is that right?
That is right, mate. Yeah, there's a couple of them left. Actually, they moved into the Millennium Cab now.
Well, it just must really feel like you're on the other side of the world.
If the world is my oyster, the black cab is my black pearl.
Fantastic.
I bug it if I know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's all right, mate. We love it anyway.
But
hey,
yeah,
mate,
mate, they're black.
The satellite, this shonky satellite, is fading as we speak. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope we can do this all again in a couple of weeks. Fantastic.
I wanna.
Good on you, Mark.
Good on you, Paul.
Good
on you, Australia. Good on you, Mick.
Credit for this country, Mark Little.
Lovely boy, lovely Queensland boy. His father was a policeman, and isn't it lovely that he finally became to be the Australian we all want him to be?
That's right. And I'm not sure, but he might be back in the country September-ish, October-ish. So if he is, we might get him right here on the couch. What do you reckon, fellas?
No, I don't like
it. That's fantastic. Hey, look, I think it's time for a break. When we be back, we're going to have some Pendo with sport. Go on, Essie. Get us out of here in the usual flamboyant fashion, if you will, sir.
A song, I believe?
Oh, it's a song!
I believe it's a song, Michael. I think tonight we'll sing a song called Free, dedicated to men everywhere.
Thank you.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yourself roll over. Feel that little body off your shoulder. A man is free when he hungers to bathe his little daughter. A man is free when he dives into shark infested
on, boys. Welcome back. And is it getting a little rowdy over there? Let's just check in with security. And Dave, have you got that group covered over there?
Yeah, righty, yeah. Just keep it down and Patchy, get your feet off the table, mate. You're not at home now, buddy. Thank you very much. Get a haircut, you hippie. You're bloody hopeless. Now, it's going all right, but I'd appreciate if people just make it straight home after the show. No hanging around.
That's all right, mate. Thank you very much, Dave. You keep one eye on them, all right?
No worries.
And I'll take care of business over here, where we're about to talk sport because the man in the lingerie, Pendo, has changed and fronted for business. How are you, Pendo?
Very well, Mick. Jude, good to see you back.
Oh, happy to be back, but I am disappointed. I only came up here because I thought you would still be in the lingerie.
I had to work to whip it off. I was getting a bit tight around the Dutch crackers, so I thought I'd whip it off.
Now, there's a phrase you don't hear often enough.
No, Dutch crackers.
In fact, that'd be a good name for the brand of men's lingerie.
Yeah, Dutch crackers.
Get into Dutch crackers.
Now, speaking about Dutch, this week, Mick in sport, Alexander Popov, not beaten in a major event since 1991. 100-metre freestyle, are you familiar with him, Tony?
I love the Alexander Popov story. Hear it again.
No, seriously, beaten this week by Peter van den Hoogenband, a Dutchman, flying Dutchman, 21-year-old, and third fastest time in history. So I think that really makes it interesting at Sydney, I think.
Is it a changing of the guard?
Could be, but I think you look at the three fastest times, Popov the world record, Biondi second, who dominated the 80s, and then we've got Van den Hoogenberg. So it could be interesting between him and Klim and Thorpe and all those guys, so it could be a real close finish, I think, at Sydney.
I'm looking forward to Bruce McAvaney saying, Van Hoogenberg.
He's
going to go to town on that. He'll be at home practising that right now. Won't he?
Oh, you should hear his Mark Okolupo. Oh, it's very impressive.
Is surfing an Olympic event? Why not?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it would go with their vibe, though.
You'd think, being Australia, we could make it a demonstration sport for the 2000
Well, you'd
Olympics.
think so. We'd be a chance for a medal. The other big story is poor old Emma George missed the pole vault mat at Switzerland in training.
She nearly ended up
she's gone up 4-odd metres and missed the mat.
She nearly ended up like that guy, the billiard kick.
Oh.
That'd be good during the sports segment, wouldn't it? And here's Emma George. Here's how the surgeon described it. Can't do that.
The other big one, Glenn Lazarus.
Ah, Laz.
Is playing out the rest of the year with the Storm.
With the Storm? Is he going to play on?
As captain, and they're right in the race at this stage of proceedings.
Certainly are.
And I've actually taken a bit of a liking to the rugby, and there's a bloke down there at Melbourne Storm by the name of Tony Martin, good little player there.
Not in no good health, though, is he?
No, he had a nasty bike accident and requires a lot of plastic surgery.
They've been on the phone to me, and I'll be filling in for him for the next few weeks.
Between you and that other Tony Martin.
The bloke from Wild Sides, we're covering it between us.
Of course, but what I did was I thought I'll go down to training and get involved. I don't know much about rugby.
Yep.
The NRL, it's getting towards the business end of the season, as we know. So I thought I'd get down there and see if I can at least make it as a punching bag or something like that. So I went down to training. I caught up with Tony Martin, Tira, Nick Howe, Rodney Howe and Ben Rorty.
Yep.
And they put me through my paces. Tomorrow they're playing Auckland. Tony, we're going to be down there.
Are we?
We are. We're down there.
No fighting, you two.
I was just joking about that bit there, but
it's all right.
I'm actually there.
We're running out.
Okay.
Yes. I've got a helmet for you and everything like that, so you'll be
Can I get the boater from earlier? The footy fans would love that.
It'll throw off the opposition. It's part of the mind game. The boater.
Guessing.
But Auckland tomorrow, if you're not doing anything tomorrow, Olympic Park, 2:30 kickoff, we're all going to be down. It's madness. And if you've never been to an NRL game, Mick, we had a great time down there a few months ago.
We had a ball down there.
It's a real atmosphere and buzz there, isn't it?
It hasn't got too professional. It's disappeared up its own arse, that code. It's actually not bad. I had a great day out.
So anyway, we'll have a look at what happened to me down at Melbourne Storm training recently, and I'll tell you what, did they hammer me, I'll tell you.
Kearney this time. Marquette was with him. Kearney got a ball away for Robbie Ross to score. Oh, that was just vintage Kearney.
I'm down here at Melbourne Storm training. They're going to put me through my paces to see if I'm up to it for the August the first game. I've got the VC, Terry Nick out here. How's things going?
Yeah, very good, Pendo, mate. The boys are shaping up pretty well, and we're looking forward to you coming in on the 1st of August.
Beautiful. You going to put me through my paces today, Ben?
Yeah, we'll give you a good workout, mate.
Shit, quiet, Bendo, quiet. Quiet. The boys have just put me through my paces out the back on the training paddock. Have you got some news for me?
You're in, mate, you're in. They said you stood up to the tackling pretty well, so we're going to use you as a tackling bag from here on in.
As a tackling bag for the rest of the season. How's things shaping up? You're sort of sitting in the finals race at the moment, going quite well. How do you expect to go for the rest of the season?
We've got a couple of important weeks coming up, and we're starting to show a little bit of form, mate. We're starting to get back to where we should be. Our big front rowers are starting to go well again and breaking a little bit of room for our halfbacks. So we're looking forward to the end of the season. It's still a very tight race, so it's important we keep winning some games.
Yep, and for Melbourne people that haven't seen a Storm game, and I've been the last couple of weeks and been extremely impressed, what could they expect?
I think the thing that excites me, I haven't been in the game for 30 years, is the atmosphere. I think it's a tremendous atmosphere down there. It's really electric. The crowd do come along, really enjoy it. There's some good entertaining before and during the game, but the game itself creates a tremendous atmosphere, and the crowd really get behind us.
And there goes another break for Melbourne's Robbie Ross. Watches onto it, looking for his second try, and he gets it. 2 tries inside 2 minutes.
You can catch Chris Anderson and Pendo on August the 1st, playing Auckland. Chris is going to bring me off the bench. I'm going to be a tackling bag before then, but I'll be off the bench that game. And be looking for a big win that day as well, won't we? It's obviously, every game's important for me the rest of the season.
Yeah, it'll be a good, tough game, Auckland. They're a very physical side, so it'll be a good game. And there's plenty of Kiwis down here in Melbourne. We're not sure who they're going to support.
Yeah, beautiful. So good luck.
Work, Pendo. Did that hurt? There was 3 pretty heavy crunches there.
I thought it'd be okay. I thought they won't hit me too hard in the first one. It wasn't too bad. Second one got harder and harder, and your brother's on the other end of the DV, and the boys, after they tackled me the last one, said, we got enough footage there? And he's just gone, no, just one more. Crikey, winded. I couldn't get up for a while.
Fantastic work.
But the big news I got tonight for you is an amazing story. Mick, you sent me up to Darwin.
This was a while ago now.
Yes.
It was probably just before we started on air, wasn't it?
Yep, just before late May, the 22nd of May, the Arafura Games. Now
tell us a bit about the Arafura Games. People need to know.
It's one of those things that I don't think, unless you really knew it was going on, you wouldn't. No one knows about it. But it's getting bigger and bigger. It's every 2 years. It's run in Darwin. It's for developing athletes.
Yep.
So really, if you're into any sport, you can go up and compete. 24 different sports, everything from athletics, swimming, cricket, the works.
How many nations?
22 nations.
22 nations.
Over 3,000 athletes.
Fantastic.
And over I think it's 1,100 medals decided. So, and the Northern Territory run it so well. It's all run so smoothly. It's a great feeling amongst all the athletes. It's not about the marching band. It's not about the money involved. No, seriously, it's about the athletes.
You make a good point.
And it really is. And everyone gets behind it. All the countries seem to enjoy themselves up there. And really, full credit to the Northern Territory. They did an absolutely amazing job. And I caught up with the Japanese footy team.
Just talk us through it. Japanese. We're talking AFL. We're talking
Australian rules footy.
We're talking the Japanese, the national Japanese side out here to contest the game in the Arafura game.
Exactly. There was Samoa were there, Papua New Guinea, Japan, New Zealand. Northern Territory under 18.
The Japanese side playing the Samoan side, to me, is that a mismatch? is that like, is that asking for trouble?
I tell you though, what they lack in size, the Japanese, I have never seen a group of blokes that are so enthusiastic about their sport and so keen to learn anything they can about it. They don't get a lot of support from back here at times, and a little mention for Mick here. He's jumped on board and bought the whole competition new football jumpers. So.
Hang it! Hang the expense.
But anyway,
there's only 3 teams. I didn't go nuts.
What we'll do is let's. I tell you what, you're really going to enjoy this. Have a look at this. This is football, Australian rule style, Japanese style, and are they passionate about it? I tell you, they are, Jude. Let's have a look at this. Football taking off in Japan?
Yeah, there's the Goannas and the Samurai and the Gokon.
Yes.
And it's a combined national team here at the Arafura Games. So,
Yep. And you've had some of the boys show potential, the Japanese boys?
A couple of them have played fantastic. Actually, one of them made the world team 2 years ago.
Really?
And little number 6 with the helmet on, so watch out for him.
We'll have a look
He's
at
doing
him.
well. And the captain's got the Japanese flag shaved into the head.
Has he really?
Number 10, so...
Come over here, Slim.
Slim's the big full forward.
You're playing full forward today? We're going to see some strong leads?
Right, yeah.
Strong leads? You big kick?
Yeah.
Yeah? You enjoyed the week?
And enjoy.
Yeah? Look at that.
That's a good grab.
Big Slim does take a good grab. We're going to have a look at him today. He's been leading hard for us out of full forward. Yeah, I mean, who else anyone else to look for today?
Kenji on the ball, who were in a helmet.
Right.
He runs his guts out.
Kenji, right.
Yeah!
we're here in the rooms with the Japanese team about an hour before the game. They've loaded me up with some messages. This one, of course, says Japanese women most beautiful in the world. I don't know what this says. I've got the headband on. I'm going to be the runner for the team for the day and help with a bit of the coaching. They're ready to go. They're excited. Boys are going well. They're in front. The enthusiasm's there. You never know. It might be a big upset here.
When you hit them, it's got to feel like 18 guys are hitting you.
一つ18には一つになる。大勢で相手をぶつけると相手はもう大ショックしてる。大ショック。
Got one half of football in Darwin, and then we got 3 days on the bus. Make it worthwhile. Come on. Win the game. Come on.
Amazing. What can you say? They were in the rooms 2 hours before the game, and you saw all the energy afterwards as well. I never seen anything like it. There was a combined team made up of university students, some expats, and some of the other university students that had left.
When did this happen?
Bloody hell, someone snuck in during the break.
What do you think, Jude? Pretty sexy too again.
You know, if anyone says to you afterwards that you looked a little bit dicky, don't believe them.
One of the blokes from Mac Pelican has come over and pointed out I was wearing this upside down. I was just thinking, I'm glad Jeremy Irons wasn't here when we were wearing the boaters.
Now, the Japanese team didn't win the goal, but Papua New Guinea won the gold, but they certainly did themselves proud. They got hammered by 100 points the first few games, lost that last game, which is amazing. You got a team from Japan and a team from the Western Desert Aboriginal area in top of Western Australia, which covers, I don't know, the whole of New South Wales, Victoria area. And so you got them playing against a Japanese team from... neither team spoke much English. It was just amazing sight up there, I tell you.
Good stuff, and I believe I'm now the #1 ticket holder.
Well, I'll tell you what, after this, they've made Mick the #1 ticket holder. And they were absolutely delighted. After that, he's written them a cheque for $3,000 and bought all the teams over there brand new jumpers. No, and he didn't pay for the #1 ticket thing at all. It was given to him before they presented.
You've said enough, Pendo. You've said quite enough. Hey, thank Pendo. That was a great report. That was a great story. Hey, boys. This isn't offensive in any way, is it? I'd hate to think we were doing something wrong here. Hey, bro, I just got to say, love your gear. It's fantastic. And here's the new CD. Where are we? Here's the CD. It's out now. You want to get onto it. Are you ready to go again, boys? Yeah. Can you punch out another? Here they are. Mac Pelican! Pelican. We'll be back with more after this. Nice one, boys. Dave, get him out of there, Dave. Get him out of there, Dave. Welcome back. Welcome back. Those boys are great. Mac Pelican, they're not going to die wondering, are they? They give it a red-hot go.
They are.
Sensational.
Hey, Mickey, I've just got a quick clip to show you. Oh? We love the work of Tony Danza. I'm sure everybody does.
Sure.
Yes. Now people in California, movie stars, are just always on the fitness equipment.
Oh, yeah.
Have a look at Tony Danza talking about the tragic loss of JFK Jr. Is he on some sort of treadmill? Check this out. Have a look.
But he told us that today his heart went out to the Bissett family.
I'd hate to be, the father of the two daughters, to lose two girls.
So it was definitely a tragedy, one of the worst of the year. Sorry, it's too much action for me there.
What's going on? Tony Danza was obviously moved.
He was. Now look, I've got a new segment for you, Mickey.
Oh, it sounds exciting.
You know how a lot of people have been saying to us that, to make the show more entertaining, you should go back and look at the variety programs in the 70s. You need to have a look at the old style 70s variety, people keep saying. Yes. So I've done that. I've got into the Channel 9 archives, and as a result, I'm launching a brand new segment called What Were They Thinking? Where we simply find old programs and ask the question, what were they thinking? And now the Ernie Sigley Show, I've got an episode of that from a lot of people worked on it, I think, here today. This is an episode from 1975, and I'm sure the Ernie Sigley Show was an excellent program, but this particular episode, ask yourself, what would be the least likely location to stage a lightweight TV variety show?
Across Australia through the National 9 network, the Ernie Sigley Show now takes you to Her Majesty's Prison Pentridge in Victoria for an exclusive telecast.
That bloke's got a gun. This is going to be fantastic. Yes, there's no escaping the Ernie Sigley Show. Apparently, back in the 70s, you could be sentenced to 3 years of hard labour and light entertainment. That's what I'm told. So the scene is set.
Wow,
and let's have a look at the opening number. Keep an eye out for the bloke with the cue cards, and also ask yourself this: what would be a really good song to sing to a bunch of blokes in prison, possibly for life?
And now, here's Ernie!
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day. Well, you leave me, or you love me, and you turtle dove me. All your hugs and kisses and your money too. Well, you know you love me, baby. Still, you told me, baby, that someday, well, I'll be blue. Well, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day when I die.
There you go.
Did you see the look on those prisoners' faces? You know what they're thinking?
Right.
They were looking at his tie going, you know, if I tied one into my bars, I reckon I could climb down 3 stories on that bastard. It was enormous. That's the biggest tie I've ever seen.
Are you sure? I love the fact, sorry, Tone, that it actually said, welcome to the pen. Like, it's actually a fun place to be, you know.
The state pen. But anyway, once Ernie takes a seat, the puff and wife gags fly thick and fast.
We're coming to you from Her Majesty's Prison. I never thought it was called Her Majesty's Prison. We're only Queens here, aren't they? But I was talking, he said, oh, you're going out to Pentridge? I said, yeah. He said, I did 5 years in there. I said, did you? I didn't know that. I said, what'd you go in for? He said, well, my wife was just getting fatter and fatter, and I was fed up with her. She got a 22 stone, so I pushed her off a cliff. I said, you got 5 years? He said, not for that. She broke the Frankston Pier. Right.
And this show is in bad taste.
I'm not the Birdman of Pentridge, but I'm trying my best.
You are?
And right now, this is the best bird I could find.
Now, you were probably distracted by Denise and didn't spot our own Dave O'Neill making his obligatory cameo. Just have a look up the back there, next to the scenery. There he is. He has to be in everything. Now, look, Ernie wearing a lime green Lady Godiva T-shirt, which you're going to enjoy, soon gets down to the real business of selling stuff. Have a look at this.
The great Whiskers Grocery
Cat food.
Now. This is beautiful, actually.
Sultana brand.
It really is. We're talking about flag ends before.
The prisoners will love this.
3 nights accommodation for 2. It's a fabulous new flavour fresh breath that makes your mouth and breath lemon fresh. The Checkmate tracksuits by Simpson of Australia.
Tracksuits.
Now, our model, Pete Smith's got one of them on. We've also got someone for the fellas too, the beautiful Marty. Both wearing their Simpson tracksuits.
Just showing the inmates what next year's sex offenders will be wearing. There you go. That's, now, did you hear Ernie's line when he brought on the beautiful Marty? We got someone for the fellas. And there's a sort of undercurrent of that throughout the whole show, sort of trying to sexually titillate the inmates. Look at this.
This is Marty, fellas. You met it.
There's Bev, someone, getting them all worked up, as you can see. There you go. Deborah Byrne. And Ernie himself has a go. Have a look at this.
Don't want to shame you with my body, fellas.
Now, there's some top prizes. Here's something you wouldn't see on TV today.
Philip Morris have kindly donated for all the boys out here at Pentridge. Are all going to get cigarettes for nothing. So we thank them very much for sending out the fags, the cigarettes out here.
A bit of a fag gag there.
Fantastic.
But there's more.
Wow.
We'll just keep rolling. Look at this. Later, Ernie is escorted down to the cells, possibly because of the pants he's wearing. We get to see a prison artist's impression of Denise.
Whoever did it surely is abreast of the times, but
Pete's back.
What happened to you?
I've been framed.
And finally, the moment everyone's been waiting for.
The wheel. Our wheel, special wheel from Pentridge.
If I remember, the electric wheel of fortune was a controversial and short-lived form of execution back in the 70s. But watching prisoners in Pentridge spinning Ernie's wheel it's pure surrealism. Check this out.
Have you here for long?
Oh, fair one.
Fair while. You been in here long?
Yeah, 10 months.
Have you? You still got a while to go.
Yeah.
All the best to you, mate. We'll give you a nice prize for you there. Pick your number, whatever you like, just spin it.
This bloke here's worked out a foolproof way to make things turn out in his favour. Hello. I demand an inquiry. That wheel is rigged. And what has he won?
It's a beautiful prize, Merv. You're going for a General Electric 12-inch portable television receiver.
Or possibly a microwave. Who can say? Well, that's...
Lucky it's portable. He'll be able to take it from one end of his cell to the other.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that's what were they thinking for this week. But, you know, I thought it's not fair to just sit here and slag off other people's work and say, what were they thinking? Yeah. So I'd like to end the segment with what was I thinking? And you know how Sam Newman was in trouble for getting up in blackface? I found a bit of footage of me in blackface and drag. Just run the footage. This is from the D-Generation 5 in a row video. That's me! That's worse than anything you'd see in Pentridge. I don't know how or why it happened. It was the 80s, it was a different time. I was young, I was drunk. Mind you, Mick Molloy, have a look at your work there. Hello!
So it's now it's what was Mick thinking?
What were you thinking?
It's gone from what I was thinking to what Mick was thinking. Well, thanks for busting that open.
So there's plenty more 70s variety to get through in coming weeks.
Do you reckon we'll have future instalments of what were they thinking?
And I think we'll learn something about how to do this show properly.
Absolutely. Essential viewing. All right, we're going to go to a break and come back with some entertainment news in just a minute. Thank you, Tone. Thank you. That was wonderful. Welcome back. Patchy's still with us. Patchy, quickly, entertainment news. What do we need to know?
The two big things that have happened in the last 24 hours, Mick, and this will shock you to your boots.
Yep.
Keanu Reeves is about to become a father.
Not true.
It is true.
I've heard the rumours. What's he doing, adopting?
No. Now, Keanu didn't announce it, and his mother, or the mother of the child, didn't announce it. It was his publicist. Always an important difference.
Well, that kid grew up to play bass in a really bad band. That's the question.
Dogstar.
It's in his genes.
It's in his genes.
And that serves as a warning to Southern Hemisphere music fans. Dogstar are coming here in September. They're going to be in New Zealand. They're going to be in Japan, and I reckon they're going to be here in Australia. So be careful.
All right. Give them a wide berth.
Okay, and just secondly, the second big bit of entertainment news from the last 24 hours. There's going to be a sequel to Silence of the Lambs, and it will include both Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins.
Okay. Well, that's probably it's got to be done by Jonathan Demme.
I don't think he's directing this time. Yeah, he's not connected, but it is going to happen.
Okay.
You can count on that.
Look forward to that. That'll be the feel-good film of the year, I'm tipping.
Yeah. Jane Campion's on board, I hear.
All right. And there's been a big week for film releases too, is it? Is there something big coming out now?
Well, next Thursday, Eyes Wide Shut.
Next Thursday.
The third big ballyhooed film of the year. We've had, I think the first big ballyhooed film of the year was Star Wars 1, The Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Then we had Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Correct.
Now I've got Eyes Wide Shut.
Wow.
Now, Dave and I attended the film yesterday.
Yes, very romantic evening, and...
what did you make of it, boys? What's the guff? Is it Kubrick magic, or has it been soiled by that big woofter Tom Cruise?
Well, Dave got a bit narky because the confectionery ran out at about 30 minutes in.
Well, I cried when it was $20 for a popcorn and a small Coke. That's the only time I got emotional in the film.
Yeah. No, I reckon this film's okay. Like you
reckon it's all right?
It's not going to be an across-the-board hit.
Right.
But,
will Kubrick fans be happy?
Kubrick fans will be more than happy. He's preaching to the converted and to the perverted.
Well, Margaret, I gave it 3 stars. eyes shut. My eyes were shut for most of the movie, I got to say. It's boring. It's really long and drawn out. And it's like The Game, but like a really in slow motion, the Michael Douglas film. Nicole comes up with the goods, though. I got to say, Nicole Kidman, I'm falling in this role really well.
Is she as good as she was when she was the sexy brain surgeon in Days of Thunder?
No, but
it's very hard to top
she
that.
reaches BMX Bandits level.
Oh, okay.
But the thing about Nicole's acting, there's one point where she was not very believable, where she had to pretend she was stoned, because that's what actors do, they pretend. And but she acted like she was pissed. And so anyone who's like, you know, a purveyor of those both things, pissed and stoned, there's a big difference, you know.
Things.
I've picked that it's been a while since Tom and Nicole have pulled a few bongs.
Or obviously they just do both at once and they can't tell what effect is which. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just hard at it.
Because it wasn't believable as a stoned person, I don't reckon. Right. But then again, I was stoned when I was watching it, so... I don't know.
Because you're a method actor, Dave. So, consensus, thumbs up, Patchy, thumbs down, Dave. Jury's out.
Medium thumbs up for me, but we've got a bit of vision from the film, which is... Tom Cruise kind of gets a bit horny about a quarter of a way through the film and just goes on this nocturnal wander and winds up, as you do, at an orgy. Let's have a look at this.
Take off your mask. that's when they were thinking up the GST. Now the public will like this.
You will kindly remove your mask.
All he knows one note on the piano.
It's a piano tune, Dave.
Cut that in.
Now, get undressed.
Get undressed.
Remove your clothes.
Oh, man.
Remove your clothes. Or would you like us to do it for you?
Ooh. It was like
menacing.
It's like the time I joined the Masons. It's uncanny.
Now, Mick, there's been a lot of conjecture about the editing techniques that were imposed on this film after Stanley Kubrick died.
Yeah.
But there was one thing Stanley Kubrick...
He did finish the film, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, not technically he didn't. But there was one scene he wanted left in the film, and Warner Brothers decided, we can't have this, but I've got the footage, let's have a look at it.
Ooh.
Remove your clothes. Or would you like us to do it for you?
And that's just the way Stanley would have wanted it.
He was a purist.
Hey, that's fantastic. Well, you know, I mean, go and see it, but it sounds to me like Kubrick's just done a stick film. Pretty much that's how they're advertising it. Hey, what else do we need to know?
That's about it. Although there was a very interesting story that ran in the national press this morning about Mike Oldfield, the originator of Tubular Bells, was busted by his de facto wife advertising in a Swedish personals column.
What, that old trick?
Now, if people, I think it's www.stockholmpress.com.
Of course.
If you go to the personal section on that website, you'll find Mike Oldfield kind of looking for a bit of tubular action.
Oh. I thought you were going to say he was busted by his wife making some interesting music. Unlikely.
Never could have happened. Are we all done here?
That is it.
Okay, look, thanks, Patchy. Most informative.
Indeed.
We'll be back in 1 second to boot this baby home. Don't go away. Right, we're got to get out of here because you know what's on after us?
What's that?
Sports Illustrated swimwear doco.
Oh, you better get through this quickly. There'll be blokes with their pants off all over the country.
And if they tune in now, they're going to be bitterly disappointed.
Hey, Pendo, get the lingerie on again.
Hey, you know I actually made the cover of a Sports Illustrated swimwear edition. No, I do. I've got it here. Have a look.
Have we?
A good look, isn't it?
And there's a full hour of that coming up on 9.
That's coming soon. We're going to get out of here. Late mail has been boned again.
Has it ever been on?
It's never made it yet. Hesse and the boys are going to take us out tonight. And you've got a special guest. Would you like to introduce him to us, please?
I've got Dan Warner from the corner, baby.
How are you, Dan? Dan, see you, bro. Dan. Hey, can we get a shot? Dan's got an album out too. Can we whiz in on that one quickly? There you go. That's in your shops now. Been out for about a month.
Just while you're there, don't forget these blokes. Oh, hello. It's there somewhere.
No.
There you go.
Mac Pelican. Right. What are we talking here, fellas?
Well, we're talking. Dan's got a song called Rainbow Suit, and we can just about keep up with him.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Australia, and we'll see you again next week. Cheers.
Australia!